Alright, what a day. I feel very dumb because I just have recorded my schedule prediction videos for Georgia basketball. But now we don't have schedule, but we have the SEC teams Georgia will play. And you know what? That is the best case scenario for Georgia. I felt like it could have been, personally, I was going to believe it could have been a lot worse. I like it. I mean, you keep your main rivals, and you keep your main rivals, and you get some teams you usually won't play often. So let's dig right into it. Georgia will play at home Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, LSU, Mississippi State, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt. And there's two games that already stick out right here. It's Kentucky and Oklahoma. You're getting to play Oklahoma, a team that's going to join the SEC. And then you're going to get to play Kentucky with their new head coach. That's not John Calipari. So, I mean, it is very, very interesting that Georgia is going to play Kentucky, LSU, and Oklahoma within the same home stretch. That actually does not happen often. But I love it. You keep Auburn. You keep Florida. So the three games you have confirmed, Florida, South Carolina, and Auburn for the last few years, you're keeping all of those games. You're keeping all of the home games. And I forgot to say Vanderbilt too. So you're going to play Vanderbilt at home as well. And then on the road, you'll go to Alabama. You'll go to Arkansas, at Auburn, at Florida, at Ole Miss, at South Carolina, at Tennessee, at Texas, and then at Texas A&M. So, yeah, man. And then obviously the draw there is at Texas and at Alabama and at Arkansas with a new head coach. So, I mean, this is going to be an absolutely crazy season for Georgia. I look at this. I mean, let's go based off of last year, right? Georgia beat LSU. They beat South Carolina, and like you're just looking down. You're just looking down. Who could Georgia beat? There's not a team on this list that Georgia can't beat. And maybe Auburn, and maybe at Tennessee. But I mean, and the dates for these games are not scheduled yet, obviously. But I mean, we will get there soon. Wow, I did not expect this to drop today. I actually did not really expect that to drop today. So that is crazy news. Obviously, the biggest home games are going to be Kentucky and Oklahoma. You could make the case for South Carolina because South Carolina is going to be greatly improved. A lot of people are sleeping on South Carolina, and I don't completely understand that. But I don't understand that. It's like, well, South Carolina is one of the best teams consistently the last 2 years. They've really improved. They have really improved, and they will be better improved this year. So I'm not sure why people are underestimating South Carolina. I'd probably give Auburn a chance if Auburn's in highly ranked. Unfortunately for the Dogs, every time they play Auburn, the Auburn fans fill up our arena, which has to end. And then on the road, I mean, obviously Texas and Alabama are the huge games here. The last 3 times Georgia has gone to Alabama, they have lost by 30 points or more, so that needs to be cut out. We actually need to beat Alabama on the road. I mean, when you look at these games, Georgia almost beat Arkansas. Georgia almost beat Tennessee. So, I mean, you're looking at these games here, and it's like, well, you're going to have to figure out a way to finally win these road games. I mean, this is, and then, of course, like, you get Missouri at home. Georgia went on the road to Missouri last year, and then the year before that, they came to Athens. So, I mean, this is a pretty good schedule, or home and away opponent. This is not a schedule. The schedule won't be out until probably September or October even. But I think the biggest takeaways here is, and I've said it 1,000 times on and off camera. I believe the biggest win here is who you're drawing at home and away with Texas and Oklahoma. Because for some reason I had a thought that, maybe they would give Georgia, Texas, and Oklahoma on the road. If you heard my schedule prediction, that's kind of what I thought. You don't want to play Texas and Oklahoma both at home or both on the road. So yeah, this works really, really good for Georgia. And this is in Georgia's favor. I sound calm right now, but I'm very, very ecstatic about this. This works really, really good for the Dogs. Um, I mean, you're just looking at it, and the biggest robbery out of all of this is that the fact that Kentucky and Arkansas are only going to play once, and it's going to be in Rump Arena. Like, I really wanted that one game to be in Fayetteville because I feel like Kentucky fans would have made that travel. That place would have been on fire, but it's going to be at Kentucky too, so that's going to be very, very fun. Kentucky will be on fire that night. I would bet that ticket for that game is going to be multiple $100s, if not even a few $1,000s. That's going to be a fun game. So yeah, that's Georgia's schedule, or Georgia's SEC opponents. Once again, at home, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, LSU, Mississippi State, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt. And on the road, at Alabama, at Arkansas, at Auburn, at Florida, at Ole Miss, at South Carolina, at Tennessee, at Texas A&M, and at Texas. I felt like Georgia got done really good right here. You don't have too many road games. Because look, if the season started today, you're in at just one road game, you probably won't win. It's probably going to be Tennessee or Alabama. I mean, they're just, at the moment, they're just above us at the moment, and we're slowly catching them. But, I mean, the home slate, no disrespect to Chris Jans at Mississippi State. No disrespect to Lamont Paris at South Carolina. No disrespect to Mark Pope at Kentucky or any of those other coaches. I look at the home slate, Georgia could go undefeated at home. And I mean that, probably maybe you might lose to Auburn, but I'm looking at this home schedule, and I believe Georgia can go undefeated at home. That's just me. But and then you look at on the road, you're going to have a lot of road struggles, but that comes with being in basketball, right? And that comes with being in the SEC, the hardest basketball conference there is. So, I'm looking at this schedule. This is the opponents. This is absolutely wonderful for Georgia. They could have not drawn better teams. So, we'll wait for more non-conference schedules to be announced, or non-conference games to be announced, but Georgia's teams they will play in SEC play have officially been announced, and it is a wonderful, wonderful slate. This worked out in Georgia's favor very, very well, and we'll end it with that. Let's go Hoop Dogs.
The unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to win the SEC tournament.